I really want to talk about Despia today, actually. So Despia is this brand new theme that will be getting eventually. Wait, what's that? Is that August, September for Dawn of Majesty? Oh, God, that's so far away. Well, let's dig it into. Will Despia be tier 0, shall we? Smash your relevant crap out, subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more excellent content. So, I have played Despia, or at least a pure version of Despia, for probably the last 3 to 4 weeks. Now, I suck at this game, so this is going to be based on my experiences and things that I've seen. Now, from the competitive side of the OCG, just to kind of start things off here, we have, in fact, seen Despia Dolls be a deck. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that Despia Dolls is very, very powerful as a concept. So if you're like, wait a minute, we mean Despia Dolls, right? What even is Despia? Like, you're going too fast for me, all right? Like, slow down. So Despia is this, or Despair, whatever we're going to call it when it comes to the TCG. It's this new archetype that basically has light and dark support, and they have a relatively big monster. All right, and their big monster. Okay, so disclaimer here: they have two. Okay, they have 2+1s. One in the form. I love trucks, don't you guys? So we have 2 forms of +1s. One is a level 4 that on summon gets you a +1. We have a guy that recurs itself back for fusions. Once uses material, which is busted, by the way. And then you have a field spell that allows you to fusion summon. All right, this is your super TLDR version. And you have a guy that's, when it's banished via card effect or sent to the graveyard or something like that, you get to set back, or you get to search, or you can banish it from the graveyard to set back a Stigmatica spell trap card, which is your fusion spell card, which is in a field spell, which also has recursion. And then you have a spell card that lets you discard a special from the deck. Anyway, well, that's Despia in like 2 minutes. So you're like, wait a minute. Isn't that like the recipe for a goddamn good engine in the game? And you're like, yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you a story. There's a little thing that we like to call the Yu-Gi-Oh! Algorithm here. All right, now, when you look at algorithms and things like that, of course, you know, you guys would know that since you smash your lovely crap out that subscribe button. So there's a little thing in this game that typically, in order to be a very good archetype, you need to basically have a good, consistent +1 engine. Ah, look at that. We have 2 effective monsters that self-replace and or grant +1s. Well, that's freaking good. Our in-house fusion spell card is bonkies good, because it lets us summon any level 8 or higher fusion monster. All right, well, that's good. And then to top things off, we also have like 2 good fusions. And we're light and dark support. Oh, well, you already know that's the formula for a good success right there. And to top things off, this deck doesn't restrict you. It does restrict you at certain points, being restricted via a specific name, but there is workarounds around that. Our quick play spell card, the one that lets us discard to summon from the deck. Yeah, that's a thing, by the way. It's a quick play spell card that lets us summon from the deck. That's really freaking good. So we can do that during the opponent's end phase, and then we can capitalize and make plays. Now, as I was saying at the beginning of this video, looking at the OCG, I have seen a few builds that have been based around Dogmatica, well, based around Shaddolls with a slight Dogmatica package. You also have to remember, hey, App Cologne, by the way, can search the Schism. So you get an additional layer of protection. Now, the cool thing with the field spell is you get access to that generic fusion summon. And I believe the construct actually fits that bill, being a level 8 or higher monster that we can summon. Okay, well, that's good, all right? So we already have two layers of in-house synergy here with our archetype. How does it get much better than that? Well, floating card effects from Shaddoll monsters further generate that consistent advantage that we need. All of our Despia dolls, our Despia monsters, pretty much self-replace. Well, that's the right formula for a gosh dang borderline tier 1 into tier 0 deck. And I agree with you. Looking at Despia and depending on how the rest of the metagame shifts as we go forward here, as I have to, unfortunately, point the finger here. Because after the latest fiasco with the community, with everybody going, no, we need to ban Winda. Winda is the problem. And I'm like, come on, guys. Why are we like this? So depending on how things go as we head into the next set. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Big Guy does not have a negate. I think it's one of the first hindrances that we'll see. So the big cool boss monster has the ability to make all the attack points on the field go to 0. I think that that's honestly probably his coolest level of interaction. But outside of that, our other big guy allows us to steal monsters from the opponent's graveyard, which is also really cool. All right, like just being able to quick effect, keep that in mind, steal something back from the opponent's graveyard to the field is really good. So Robbie, what have you been testing? All right, so like you're talking really high about this deck. All right, like what are you doing? So there was an original OCG build that came out that was playing Fallen Albaz. Yeah, right. Do you guys know that Fallen Albaz is a super poly monster? Basically on normal or special. I recently just read the card and it says special. All right. You get to fuse with it and something on the opponent's field. Well, it's dark. So if the opponent also has a dark monster, I can make Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, actually it is. Like, that's a really awesome interaction for something I didn't really expect. All right, so 1 super poly, 2 super, you play 2 to 3 Albaz, okay? Wait, what's that? We can Titan Clad summon Albaz during the end phase. Super poly. Technically, yes, you can. Like, that's a thing. How often it actually has come up so far? Hasn't been a lot, but it's pretty freaking cute, honestly, when you can resolve that. So there's that. And then we play regular Super Poly. It's a lot of discard ones, honestly. Good thing our spells and traps effectively replace themselves. Our monsters self-replace. So that's one good thing about it. So Fallen Albaz, Super Poly, straight off the bat. And then you basically are just going to play a bunch of interactive cards. Yeah, the current build I'm testing isn't playing anything related to dolls, and I understand perfectly fine why the doll engine might just probably be the best variant of the deck, because we already know Winda and Construct are the best freaking cards that they could have ever been produced. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, Despia Dolls in the pure variant might be the best version. I think it's probably going to be leaning towards the regular version. Only because, as I said previously in this video, when you have multiple monsters that all generate advantage to some degree, oh yeah, absolutely all day long, there's no doubt in my mind that you're not going to see these bonkers levels of interactions. Albaz has kind of let me down on testing, but when Albaz resolves, it's freaking hilarious. Because your opponent just types ... and then they're like, what trash are you playing? And you're like, make Starving Venom, please. And they're like, why are you like this, duelist? So that's actually freaking hilarious so far. So basically, big fusion monsters, Gober, the deck has opened up some relatively cool interactions. They are the latest theme coming out of Dawn of Majesty, so as we head into future sets here, I think this is the part I'm most excited about. That means we can get more support, yay! I don't know what more we can actually give to this deck. Like, we already have 2 bonkers good fusion monsters. Fortunately, one doesn't really come up because it's like 1 Despia monster plus a light, or plus like 2 lights and 2 darks. Or I think it's a light and a dark. Like, its requirements are really, really hard to produce. Like, he's thick, like he's good when you make him, but them summoning conditions are god-awful. So as I'm making this video, I put a lot of praise into Despia. I've seen a lot of cool ideas. I've seen Despia Thunder actually functioning as a deck too. That one was relatively scary. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to say about that one, but that one was a very interesting one. So what do you guys think about the power of Despia? Smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I look forward to reading all the comments. Everybody's got some really interesting takes on a lot of this stuff, and I like seeing the different levels of interactivity that the community has found via testing this. And I do think that the Thunder version is pretty interesting. If only we had Colossus, actually. But guess who doesn't have Colossus right now? I'll give you a hint. It's the TCG. Alright guys, I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on in the day for some more cool, awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you were looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.